first lecture on engineering mechanics, and in this lecture I will be teaching you the system of units. The system of units which is now internationally accepted is the SI system. The SI system stands for System International. And now this system is universally accepted in most of the countries, and in some countries it is accepted maybe in the scientific field but not accepted in the commerce field. But in most of the countries it is accepted. Like in Canada, if you see that there is partial metric system, they accept it in some places, and in some places they do not accept it. However, when you go to buy something, then they use the international system, which is the SI system of units. Now, what is the SI system of units? So SI system of units is a scientific method of expressing magnitudes or quantities of the 7 important fundamental quantities. Now, what are the 7 important fundamental quantities? So let me give you a brief history of what these quantities are. Initially, Maxwell had given us only 3 fundamental quantities. And what were the fundamental quantities? They were length, mass, and time. But however, at the passage of time, you had more fundamental quantities which became length, number 1 length, number 2 mass, number 3 time, number 4 luminous intensity, then you have the amount of substance, then you had the electric current, and then you have the temperature. Now, for each fundamental quantity had a unit associated with it. For example, length had the unit of meter, mass had the unit of kilogram, and time had seconds. Luminous intensity had the unit of CD, which is known as candela, CANDLA. Amount of substance had the unit of mole. Electric current had the unit of ampere, and temperature, like you all know, is expressed in Kelvin or degrees Celsius. Now these were the 7 fundamental quantities which were given by Giorgi. Giorgi. However, these units are, as you know, are not enough for us calculating all the equations in mechanics or maybe in physics. So we need some units which are derived from these fundamental units, these 7 fundamental units, and the 7 fundamental units are useful for deriving the derived quantities. Now, what is a derived quantity? A derived quantity is the one which is derived from the 7 fundamental units. Now, I'll give you what the derived quantities are. Okay. Now, the derived quantities or derived units. First one you have is the angle, and the unit is given by radian. Then you have capacitance, and the unit is given by farad. You have conductance, the unit is given by S. You have electric charge, which is derived from electric current. The unit is given by Coulomb or C. You have the electromotive force. Unit is given in potential difference. Potential difference, or V. Then you have the energy expressed in joules, or J. You have force, which is expressed in kilogram meter per second square, or Newton. Then you have frequency, which is expressed in hertz, or Hz. Power is expressed in watt, or W. You have pressure, which is expressed in Pascal. Then you have inductance, expressed in Henry. Now, as you can see that the derived quantities, if I go on writing, I can go on and on. But what you have to remember is the 7 physical quantities. All the units, all the derived quantities are derived from the 7 fundamental quantities. Apart from this is the SI system of units. Apart from the SI system of units, you had the CGS. Just in case for those people who will be wondering what CGS stands for, it is centimeter, gram, second. This unit is not used nowadays, so I won't be going in detail. And then you have MKS, which is meter, kilogram, second. Apart from this, you even have the imperial system of units, which is adopted by some countries partially, but you must remember the SI unit of units is the most used system of units internationally. So I'll give you a little detail on what the imperial system of unit is. Okay, imperial system. Now, in this system, you have the 3 fundamental quantities like before, which is length, time, mass. And then you had the force, which was derived from these three fundamental quantities. And force is supposed to be the derived quantity. Now, length is expressed in feet, or ft. Time is the same in second, or s. Mass is expressed in slug. Now, you don't have a short form for this, I'm sorry for that. So now force, as we all know, is velocity upon time. Now what is velocity? Velocity is length upon time, which makes it length upon, length upon time, which makes it length upon time square. So the unit for force becomes pound F. Now length upon time square is expressed in the imperial system as pound F. Okay, or you can write it in the short form as LBF. Okay, this is also defined by Maxwell. So I hope you benefited from this lecture, and I told you the SI system of unit is internationally used. So now if you like this video, please do not forget to like and subscribe. And if you have any queries regarding the system of units, please feel free to mail me, or you have the comment box below. You can comment on it and ask me the questions. Thank you.